It happened on my birthday. My sister's kid, 8 years old, spoiled beyond repair, leaned over my cake, blew out my candles, then spat right in the frosting. And then, with the kind of smirk that only comes from learned cruelty, he yelled, "You don't deserve it anyway." The room erupted in laughter. My mother, my sister, even her husband. I just stood there, knife in hand, candles still smoking. I smiled, not because it was funny, but because I finally understood everything. It wasn't the first time they'd humiliated me, just the most public. I'd been the reliable one, the one who paid the bills when Mom forgot, the one who co-signed my sister's car loan because her credit was bad, just temporarily, the one who kept everyone afloat, quietly, invisibly, while they drained me with guilt and smiles. And I kept doing it, because family is family, right? Until that night. After everyone left, I stayed behind to clean up the mess. Frosting smeared, laughter still echoing in my head. That's when Mom messaged me. "You're too sensitive. Maybe don't come around anymore." I stared at those words for a long time. Not angry, not hurt, just clear. That was the moment I stopped being their safety net. I didn't sleep. Instead, I opened my laptop, pulled up every document, every bill, every shared account. Electricity, internet, property taxes, all of them under my name. Because years ago they'd convinced me it was simpler that way. I started transferring ownership back, one by one. My mother's utilities, my sister's car, the loan for their precious house extension, all legally shifted into their names. It took hours. By sunrise, I had signed off from their lives completely. No warnings, no explanations. Just silence. By mid-morning, I knew it had started. The first call came from Mom. I let it ring. Then my sister. Then her husband. By noon, there were 20 missed calls. By evening, 43. When I finally looked at the messages, they were a perfect script of panic. "Why did my water get shut off? The car payment bounced. You can't just do that, we'll lose everything. Please just talk to us." I didn't reply. Instead, I went out, had dinner alone, ordered cake, ate it in silence. For once, it actually tasted sweet. The truth is, betrayal doesn't always come with knives or screaming. Sometimes it comes dressed as dependence, with hands that take until you forget they ever gave. I used to think revenge meant confrontation. But real revenge? It's just balance. Restoring what was uneven. I wasn't destroying them. I was simply returning everything they'd handed me. The debts, the responsibilities, the burdens they never intended to carry. I just stopped playing the fool. The next morning, I finally answered one call. My sister's. Her voice cracked. "You ruined us!" I said, calm as stone. "No, I just stopped saving you." She started crying, real tears this time. I listened, said nothing, and then hung up. For the first time in years, the silence that followed didn't feel heavy. It felt clean. Mom sent one final message that night. "You've changed." She was right. I had. Because people only call you selfish when you stop serving their comfort. They only call you cruel when you stop accepting disrespect. I looked back on every moment, every quiet humiliation, every favor that bled me dry, and I realized something simple. They had mistaken my kindness for weakness, and my silence for permission. So I gave them the one gift they never expected: responsibility. Now, weeks later, I hear bits and pieces. The car got repossessed. The lights went out for 3 days. Mom had to borrow money from the same people she once mocked me for avoiding. They're learning how it feels to live without a savior. And me? I moved into a small apartment downtown. No shared accounts, no family drama, just peace. Sometimes, late at night, I think about that birthday. The laughter, the frosting, the spit. And I realize that was the last time they got to laugh at me. The last time I was the punchline. Now, when my phone lights up with their names, I don't feel guilt, just distance. The kind that comes after freedom. People think revenge is fire, explosive, dramatic. But mine was quiet. Paperwork, patience, precision. And when it was done, when every thread they'd tied to me was cut, I didn't celebrate. I just exhaled. Because I finally understood, sometimes the most powerful revenge is simply giving people back what's theirs. Everything, including the consequences.